As many times as I've been here to Front Royal, and there's the bridge over the Shenandoah taking you into the town, I've never stopped here to look at these plaques. It describes the Battle of Front Royal, May 23rd, 1862. It was one of the Stonewall Jackson Valley campaign battles. You are here. The town is there. The Confederate troops were here. The Union troops skedaddled there. Here's an interesting plaque describing the execution of Mosby's men in September '64. Some of Mosby's Rangers mortally wounded a lieutenant in the U.S. Cavalry after he allegedly surrendered. So Torfort's cavalrymen retaliated by executing 6 Rangers. Wow. An ugly, ugly story. It's election time. This, I believe, is a military school. I've seen it advertised. So here's the situation. On a whim, I stopped at Stokes General Store here in Front Royal, get a Coke for lunch, and look, they have Minnetonka moccasins for grandkids. Turns out I got on FaceTime with my wife. They are the right size and the right ones, despite the fact that we were looking all over the Minneapolis Mall of America trying to find these things. Couldn't find them. Will they fit in my saddlebags? Yes, they will. So, good shopping. This is the center of Front Royal, the downtown area. That's the visitor center across from me. I am going to sit under this nice shady tree and have my lunch, which I brought today. Normally I buy, but not today. So a Virginia Trail sign pointed here, pothole. Look at the Quonset hut. Bel Air, home of Lucy Buck, diarist. She recorded the Battle of Front Royal in her diary. A 19-year-old daughter of William M. and Elizabeth Buck, she witnessed the action from up there. That home, built in 1795, very pretty house. And what else? Of one thing, I am particularly glad. Our 1st Maryland Regiment was the first to charge the Yankee 1st Maryland, drove them out of town, captured, and then marched back singing, "Maryland, my Maryland." Well, how about that? An ardent Confederate. Bel Air. Interesting. Okay, this is interesting. Lee visited this house in 1863. And Lucy Buck wrote, "I shall never forget the grand old chief, Robert E. Lee, as he stood on the porch surrounded by his officers, a tall, commanding figure clad in dusty, travel-stained gray, but with a courtly, dignified bearing. Lucy and her sister, at Lee's request, played and sang Southern songs while he stood by the piano." How about that? This is Spelunkers. Today it's packed. I'm having a vanilla malt. And here's the Latter-day Saint building, where if we lived in Front Royal, this is where we would come on Sundays to worship the Lord who made this motorcycle possible. The LDS Ward building. Front Royal. Yeah, that's a club I'll join. The Freedom Club. I wonder who Arkansas Bill was. Bill Boyd. Let's see, Jackson and Ewell and their staff stopped here. The head of the army. A woman running like mad down the hill on her right. A romantic maiden with a tall, supple, graceful figure. The well-known Bill Boyd. The federal forces in Front Royal were minimal. Tell him to charge right down and he'll catch them all. So Jackson pounced, and that was that. I talked to the builder. This is an open house today. Nice place, single level. Bigger garage than I have. I got some literature from him. I will take home and show to my wife. New development here. Without a doubt, the most crowded I've ever seen this intersection. This must be Skyline Drive traffic. It's that time of the year that people head down to Front Royal to go down the Skyline Drive, Shenandoah Valley. Wow. Well, the Apple House is doing a good business. Okay, 160 miles. Wait. Good ride to Front Royal, Virginia. A place that we could possibly retire.
Ride free, brother. Ride free.